Hi, welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Runit, and this is episode 161. Last week we said it was 161, but there was a slight clerical error. I'd written down things that I wanted to talk about the next time we podcasted under the next number, and then I just incremented again. Yeah. It's the way you do things sometimes.
It happens.
It does. Today is Monday. Yesterday we did not podcast, even though we said the schedule was going to be on Sundays. Hopefully the last Sunday conflict in a while because of the Super Bowl. So we got to watch it in my house and laugh at some of the commercials, although some of them weren't very funny. Did you watch commercials?
Not very many.
Kind of harrowing.
Yeah,
a couple of them.
We took a break in the middle to watch Hook.
Oh. Random.
Yeah. We started the game, and then the kids were like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, okay. I had found out that Hook was on Netflix, and we hadn't watched it yet. I said, let's play. All right. So we watched Hook. Well, not all of it, like half of it. And then the kids went to bed, and then we turned on the last part of the game and went, oh, that's how it ended.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw some commercials, but not all.
Did you see the halftime show?
Mm-mm.
Halftime show. That was like the best part. It was kind of like the opening ceremonies to the Olympics. Katy Perry came in on top of a golden lion that physically walked.
I saw all of the Instagramming and Twittering about said Super Bowl event. And I missed Missy Elliott, that wasn't a named performer making an appearance.
Work it. Put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it. I don't know what she's saying, actually. Anyway. Yeah, and then at the end, she flew up in a thing, and there were fireworks going off around her, and it was like they had to have taken out like a extra event insurance for that, because you put a superstar up in the air and shoot fireworks up around her. Like if one just gets lined up just a little weird, and she didn't have a cage or anything around her.
Yes, and on Twitter they called it the more you know
star. Yes. Cause baby, you're a firework. My husband, we were sitting here, and Quentin started like break dancing, like just right here where where the camera was where he was break dancing. And I swear, like, it went on for like 3 minutes, and my husband just kept recording it. And he would kind of slow down, and he'd look at what they were doing, or the song would change, and he'd go back at it. It was hysterical.
Is that the new video from him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It surpassed the, what was it? He was saying something, and you kept asking him to repeat it.
Pop, pop,
pop, pop. Yeah.
Pop, pop.
So that replaced the pop, pop.
It is pretty funny. If I can find a link, I'll provide it. He's like breakdancing and like kind of doing the thing like with the guitar where you lay on your side and like kick your feet around. Like, I've never danced like that in my life, and that is how he was dancing. Don't know. It was funny. It was funny. Bonkers.
The music moves him.
It did. It did. Especially that Katy Perry. I like her, mommy. What else is going on?
Not much.
Don't have anything to recap from the week.
No, I was not feeling well on Friday. Cold. And so my Friday and Saturday were pretty uneventful. Although we did go up to the Mall of America to spend a gift certificate for my daughter, and so I got a lot of knitting done in the car. And I don't know, they closed one of the entrances to the mall, so we had to walk outside a lot more than we thought we would, and we hate bringing our coats into the mall, so it was kind of comical.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, we were talking briefly. The thing that I had written down that I was going to talk about last week was that we got an Amazon Echo. And my husband asked me, you had to put your name in and get off of like a wait list for it, and be invited to buy it. And he's like, well, I got off the wait list. And I was like, well, we have these things in our pockets called smartphones, and like basically everything they do is what Alexa does, which is what you call the Amazon Echo. And so some time passed, and I came home from piano lessons, and Quentin comes up and says, Mom, do you know about Alexa? And I was like, why, yes, I do, but we don't have one, do we? Let me show you, Mommy. Alexa, play rock music. And it plays rock music. And we'll be sitting there at the kitchen table. Alexa, but at first they didn't understand you had to say Alexa.
Oh.
So it was just like my life, but turned up to like a bajillion volume.
Commands,
like instead of just screaming out random commands at Mommy and Daddy, now we're screaming at them at a stick that's in the kitchen. Play rock music! Play rock music! And like Quentin Dexter comes up to my bedside one morning. Mom, what's that thing called again? What do you call it? And I'm like, so every single time it doesn't do what I want it to, or the kids misuse it. Like you can say, Alexa, volume down, because the volume gets too loud, and then immediately the child that wanted the volume loud will say, Alexa, volume up. And I wish you could program it to not hear the kids' voices. But yeah, and my husband didn't. The thing that my husband loves about it is it's a really great list app. So you say, Alexa, add ketchup to the shopping list, and then you can get to it on an app on your phone. It has introduced comedy into our lives, I guess.
Okay.
I'll say things
Can
like,
you get Alexa on your smartphone without the stick?
I think it's just called a smartphone.
Ooh,
I mean,
well, right, but he said he
'cause
really liked the list program, and I have that problem too. I don't like certain list programs; they're not very good. So it's like, oh, if the list was just.
But he went to the store, and he didn't get me something. And when he came back, I said, Alexa, put on the list. My stupid husband forgot the coffee, and Alexa very dutifully put it on the list. And he was like, I have to go in and make those mean posts that you put on there nice. And I was like, I'm sorry, but you forgot. And then I'll ask it things like, Alexa, tell me what makes things glow in the dark. And she'll be like, I could not find the answer. And then I'll pull up my phone and I'll be like, Alexa, or not Alexa, I'll
Google.
be like, you do the doo-doo-doo, and what makes things glow in the dark? A glow in the dark, and it says phosphorescence, blah, blah, and it talks back to me. So I will be like, Alexa, you are useless. And she goes, I am sorry.
So you're being abusive.
I am kind of mean to Alexa because I didn't want her in the first place. Silly Alexa.
Alexa, you are useless.
But my children do not thank me, but they will thank Alexa. Like, Ellie will ask Alexa to do something, and Alexa will do it, and she'll say, Alexa, thank you. And Alexa will say, you're welcome. Anyway, Alexa has introduced more comedy into my kitchen than was originally there.
Okay. Yeah, we don't have anything new. Not even new computers.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Car's the newest thing.
Yeah.
Yay, car.
But it's got some bells and whistles, right?
Few.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot.
All right. Administrati, and I've got quite a bit that I want to briefly mention in addition to 1, 2, 3 drawings.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some drawings, some giveaways. We'll do that first in addition to some of the other stuff that I wanted to mention. Eternity Ranch. We had their I Knit the Winter Wonderland Measure in Love, and they sent us some really pretty colorways. But they're doing the year of musicals, I believe, or Broadway. We had the discussion at the time, and yeah, I determined that everything in my head that's on Broadway is a musical. But she's going to send something of your choice from her shop to you, the fine winner. So it was 2 through 308, and the winner was number 44, who is Looney Hiker. And her favorite Broadway show is Little Shop of Horrors. And I think that would translate into a really pretty colorway. You could have, what's the guy's name in that? Seymour, yes, and Audrey. I really like the name Audrey. It's pretty. So, Looney Hiker, if you want to be in contact with me, I can put you in contact with them, and they can send you on your toys from their shop. We also had the January resolution KAL, which we have a bag and yarn. So we've got Kitchen Counter Crafter, has her signature snappy top in a very zombie-esque colorway, fabric print with a handle. And we've got this very beautiful Shadowin Fiber Arts from Miss Judy, sent to us. And to be entered into that, you just basically had to document your goals and then a picture. Yep. And we have 2 winners for that. So these 2, the winners were 135 and 87. So 135, you get this fabulous Kitchen Counter Crafter bag. And that is Tales of Yarn. And she wants to knit 12 socks in 2015, and she got her first pair documented. Cool. Tales of Yarn, do you want to contact Amy?
Although PayPal was misbehaving today. It kept saying the XML was missing. I was trying to set something up and it wouldn't go.
Must be doing an update or something.
Yep. I hope so.
I
have things to mail.
Number 87 is Surly Turtle, which I absolutely love. I love turtles. I love surly turtles. She was going to do some beading, and the beading, she had a nice shawl that you could, that she posted. So, do you want to do all of them? I'll do self-striping.
I can do that.
Contact Amy. She will send it to you, Miss Surly Turtle. And the self-striping, we had 169 entries already.
Yeah. For 1 month.
For 1 month. It's a boon! Well, bam! And we already had some people that, like, February 1st had their second pair. They're ahead of the game. I felt happy that I had my tube socks done by January, let alone 2 pair already in January. But I drew for the yarn, and then 2 choice of my patterns that I've marked as self-striping. So I have a little bundle in Ravelry, and you can either choose and tell me, or I can create a coupon code and you can do it at your leisure. Might be just easier for me to gift it to you if you already know. So and my Megan Williams designer page has that bundle. But 716, 2 things all American teens should do: die young and stay pretty. Very pretty. 157, 17, and 57, which random number generator came up with, but sound very similar to me.
Yes.
But lucky number 157, 17, and 57. So 157, that you are the yarn, and that was Lady K. Number 17 is Knitful, and you win a pattern of your choosing that I've designed for self-striping. And 57 is Ruby L'Amour, which is, again, the pattern of your choosing. So we've done self-striping, we've done January resolution, and we have done Eternity Ranch.
Woohoo! So the other giveaway that we have going on is the yak kit, the yak yarn kit. Oh my gosh, from Bijou Basin. So if you haven't gone out to the threads to look at this lovely prize, it's
so pretty.
So pretty. So you get a sock pattern, you get the sock yarn that's made from yak, and then as well as 3 samples of the Allure, and I used it on my sweater and my socks this week, and then another set of sweaters that I washed in the washing machine, and all came out really nice. And I didn't smell the socks for some reason, but I smelled all the sweaters and they smelled very nice, and it was everything was very soft, and yeah, and I had laid them out to dry, so it was.
And is that next week we're drawing for them? I can't remember what the date was on that. No,
the coupon code
February.
is through the 14th, so
Okay.
we'll be drawing shortly thereafter.
Okay. Yeah, so a couple weeks then.
Yeah. So Zombie Love is the coupon code, or go out to the forums to make sure. But Zombie Love is the code for 15% off yarn or fiber in their shop, and I would take advantage of that. They have a lot of really cool stuff.
Self-enabled. I haven't ordered anything yet, but I did go out there enough to see that they did have some Kivia. So.
Oh, okay.
In the shop, at least it was listed. I didn't add it to my cart or anything. But.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. My mom similarly told me that it wasn't there.
Oh.
So, and I wasn't sure if she had looked before you did or vice versa on that one.
Okay.
It got sold or it got restocked. One of the two.
Okay.
But the yak yarn is still out there. It's lovely. And they compare very similarly in texture. Maybe not quite as rare, but still very lovely. And what was the other thought? Oh, well, hello.
Hey, Noisy.
I lost my thought there, Max. So.
Show stealer.
Maybe you need to send your sweetheart out there so you can get some yarn for your Valentine's Day. But yeah, definitely love the yarn that I'm working with, and wouldn't mind having some of their other yarn as well. I got love too. Oh.
Yeah, we're having a little cat threesome here. Max.
So what else we got going on?
Okay, I wanted to briefly mention that I am super honored. The Mustache Girls are doing a School of Stash, and the first semester is Socks Ed, and they're going to have 3 different heels featured, and the OMG heel is going to be one of them. So as part of that, I'm going to be an instructor, and there'll be a KAL for a KAL, C-A-L or K-A-L, not C-A-L. For the heel, and then there'll be a VKN that I'll be hosting. It's a good time. I'm excited about it. I was super honored that she wanted to feature my heel, and would love to be able to answer folks' questions. Hi, sir. About it. I also wanted to mention that Kate of Infinite Twist has some kits for the Joyful out there. They are super adorable, and she has them in varying, so that you can get the exact amount that you need, whether or not you don't want to buy a gradient and have it be that there's a whole bunch left over, and you don't want to buy it and be like, oh, I don't have enough. So we weighed everything, and she painstakingly has the kits so that you can make them in the right size. 3 beautiful gradients. And $10 goes to the National Women's Health Network for each kit sold. And not new to this, but Infinite Twist, everything is free to the United States and China. So shipping wise, not the whole kit. Everything's free. She just sends you yarn. No. But it's got everything in there. It's got the pattern. She's got something on how to a join that I've never heard of, and then the needles, and it's a boon. I think it's awesome. Cool. Go check them out. I'm trying not to buy them so that they'll still be out there for people, because I want them. They're so pretty. Last but certainly not least, we got 2 things. We got the ZK VKN. If you don't hang around to the end, make sure our first one kicks off tomorrow, so February 3rd. Oh, happy Groundhog's Day.
Yes, happy Groundhog's Day. Happy Groundhog's Day, Stacy. I know it'll be belated, but
yeah.
Oh well.
It wouldn't have been if your podcasting cohort hadn't decided to watch the Super Bowl instead of podcast. But the things you put up with. And then because it's February, we're kicking off the February, March, April Wishing for Warmer Weather KAL.
Yes.
And that's what you're currently working on there.
Yes, I have the Juniper Moon Zoe yarn that I purchased for my other 2 tops that I knit last summer, and I have a lot of leftovers, so I purchased 2 more. So now I'm going to have a gradient boxy going from this brown up to a white, and I'm excited about it. But I'll probably talk more about it or show more when I get to the whips. But yeah, I started on time for once. But yeah, maybe it's the cast-on-itis. I've been doing the whip knit down for so long. I'm like, I have an excuse to cast on.
This is not what I'm working on. Isn't necessarily wishing for warmer weather, so I need to get my act together and either cast on my color blocked literally over the top, or my the Joji Locatelli crop, or not cropped, but short sleeve cardigan that is in my queue. Something we'll get on the needles here shortly. And yeah, that'll be fun. I'm wishing for warmer weather now.
Yeah,
it got cooler.
It did. My phone said negative numbers one day, and I was like, what? After all the nice weather we've been having. And
Why?
But,
all right, finished objects.
I am wearing one.
Woohoo!
The Sweetness KAL has been
Don't
completed.
adjust the dial. It's just that bright.
So yeah, the buttons are blue. We have the lovely peach, neon peach, and then Edison bulb yellow. And I have enough left over that I'm going to make another project, because there's 3 significant chunks of each color, or 1 significant in each color. So a lot of yarn left over. And yeah, and I don't know that that was necessarily their fault, because I only had like bits left over of the other 2, so like I'm not sure what if I could have done it and then used 1 less blue skein. I don't think I could have. Just had so many little leftover bits that I wasn't sure about that. So I probably would have, but you know, only for like that much. So yeah, I was like,
you would have had leftovers if you knit something else with it too. So
it's true.
Like, if, yeah, the hat wouldn't use a whole skein. So.
I used that for more.
Do you like her sweater? Like, I want your hand.
So
very pretty. And you decided that the bottom isn't rolling and you like the length and...
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had it on for the whole day. This is prop. I put it on just before I came over here. But, yeah, it seemed to be okay when I was trying to take pictures of it. And it does seem to be long enough. It blocked down to 14 inches instead of the 12 and a half, 13. So, got an inch. So I have my static zing. I don't remember if that was one last week. But I have a party enough, or volume, pump up the volume. So this is the real one that I finished. So the pump up the volume got finished.
Those colors, every time you bring them out. So pretty.
And then I also have a finished yak mitten.
Ooh. And you said the pattern on that last week.
Yeah, it's the Foxhall glove, but I made it the mitten. That was just improvising. Yeah, it looks like I just kind of decreased every other all the way up. So, that, if you wanted to try it on again. I get accused of not letting her try things on.
Giving away the give it. Yeah, that's some soft.
Yep.
That's one soft hoe.
Yep. So, quite a bit different than merino, for sure. Lovely. So yeah, and I cast on the other one, just barely.
Yep. This so you didn't get second glove syndrome.
Yeah. And that's, on a nice, easy ribbing, so I should be able to start that again. Although I did not cast on the pump up the volume right away. It might have a bout of the stardite or second sock syndrome. And then that's it for finished. So a faux and 2 hose.
Faux and 2 hose. Okay. I just had to explain. No, that's the opposite. That would be like 1 1/2 and 1/2. I just had to explain to my daughter the other day. She was asking about, like, why is it 2.5 Men? We don't watch it, but she sees commercials for it, and I'm like, because there's a little boy. All right, I finished my son's tube socks out of the very Seahawk colors. He was just asking me tonight about how come I hadn't washed them yet, and why he wasn't wearing them. It looked to me like they were going to be almost identical until I got up to the ribbing. So they are the same length, but
got off a little.
Just enough that I didn't have the green up at the top. The OCD in me is okay with that because there is some differences, obviously,
in the bottom,
in the bottoms as well. I don't know if you can see that. I went down a few stitches, so 2 per side on these because they are so stretchy with the ribbing, and then also the top of the foot pattern is very stretchy, the static zings. They go up to, you know, like high. He likes his socks tall, like his dad. But, they fit me a decent size, but on him they go well up his leg, and he's excited about those. I have knit him sweaters that he does not wear, but he does love his socks, and he will actually wear them. I don't know if it's because they're hidden in a shoe, or
I don't know. My daughter asked me for another garment item, and I was like, I don't know the last time I've seen you wear one of the garments I've made you, so we're going to take a little break from making them until you grow into
my daughter will wear them. I went through, and one of the first garments I ever knit, I was trying to knit for her. It was the little sister. And I haven't been wearing it. It's cotton, worsted cotton, and I've got other things, and so I was going to donate it / give it away, and she decided she wanted to wear it, which was a very, it came back around, right? Like I was trying to knit her a baby dress, ended up picking the wrong weight of yarn for it, and ended up knitting myself a top, and then now she's grown up, old enough to wear it. I knit another Joyful out of Jinx yarn in the Lisa color, Laura L. person's name. I don't have the tag with me, but it's very bright. Had a comment on Instagram that she doesn't do really bright all the time, and so I think this is maybe one of her older skeins. But purple and pink and blues, some really cool flashing and pooling going on in the brim. And this again is for my friend who I found out after offering to knit her a hat that she had cancer. Need to wash it and then arrange a meetup. So, but I always enjoy looking at the skein of yarn and then seeing how it's going to knit up, both as a single and then as a held double. I really like it, how some of the whiter spots got into that. Just pops. So that's Joyful, and that's what I got. Okay, as far as finished objects, I've got a almost finished thumbless mitts. That's a thing, right?
So I'm just gonna go through the hose really quick here. So then I got the static zing on the needles for the second one, and that's just getting done here and there when I get a chance. I was adamant on finishing other things first, so you know how that goes. So then this is not started yet. Whoops. You already saw the mitts. They have like, and then so for whips, I got this hat. This is a big honkin' hat.
I was gonna say, is that the top that Lucy was asking for?
Yeah, it's a child's sweater, but I keep looking at the pictures and then keep trying it on my head, and it's as bulky or as baggy as they have it in the pictures. So I mean, this is
Uber hipster, yo.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this way. So, yeah, there's just, I'm in the last color work. and then I do some really rapid decreasing for the top, put a pom-pom on it, and it'll be done. So I've been highly motivated by color work lately, so I will have no problem getting this finished for next week.
Oh, what's the big deal next week?
Nothing.
Oh, just I thought maybe you were going to see somebody.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This will go in the mail.
Okay.
Maybe. It would be nice for her to be able to wear it before the end of the hockey season. So I will try to get this to her in the mail. But yeah, so
super fun.
I'm almost hoping it shrinks a little in the wash for once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is really big, but it is hipster-tastic as you will.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, the picture of them wearing it, I mean, it's a big hat.
Knits, right?
Coop knits, yeah. So you can see in the picture, it's like super baggy back here, and it's going all the way over her ears and down the back of her neck, and yeah, it's the same. I've got Gage, babe. So that's that, and I'm excited for it to get to its recipient. I'm sure she will wear it proudly to all the Caps games, the Washington Caps games. And yeah, I'm hoping that the really rapid decreases do something for the shape. Maybe give it the mushroomy hat shape instead of like this looks like you said, a sweater for a small child.
I mean, but you don't see it held up like relative to a body on when she's wearing it, right? I mean, it's on her head and styled and whatever. Yeah.
But hold it up to a body, that's quite the significant a chunk of knitting. Mm-hmm. Which is not what I expected when I first tackled it, but it's all right.
Sometimes knitting surprises us.
Yes. Comes out of nowhere and goes, bah!
It wasn't what I was expecting, but it's what I got.
Yep. Love it.
Oh, bloody, oh, blood, life goes on. I don't know why that song came to mind.
I don't know. I went with love is
what I got. I said, remember that, love it.
So, I have my trilogy started. So this is how far I was last time. But over this past week, I have added to this white and finished off this triangle here, and then started the second one of these triangles. But yes, in typical fashion, there's a lot of like schematics and pieces and whatnot, and it will all look like a bloody mess until the very end when it all comes together to look like a beautiful sweater.
Let your alpaca flag fly.
Yes.
That's what we were doing right there.
Yes. And I just, I have faith because Megan has made a couple of the complicated Winslow patterns, and so this will be my
It does a good job of bringing it all together.
Yep. I have faith it will happen.
That magic moment.
I should just go back to my basic boxy knitting though. Yes, and then this is a worsted weight boxy. I went ahead and purchased that yesterday just so I could cast on right away
For our KAL.
For our KAL. And so this is just going to be something for over leggings, hopefully.
Doesn't seem as, I guess it's on a smaller needle.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem as humongous.
It's going to be there.
Okay.
I mean, I like every time I move it, it scrunches up in another way. So if I got it on a bigger set of needles, I'm thinking it would be some serious mamma jamma.
Are you just gonna go until you run out of that color, or serious mamma jamma?
Yeah.
You expect me to continue podcasting after you say that?
I looked at the schematic and how long my size should be, and if I divide by 4, it doesn't seem right. So I think I need to divide by 3 and then have the leftovers be the white, so that it can also be the cap sleeve that goes down the arm, which is not an insignificant amount of knitting. So I need to.
It seems small compared to
it does, but there's a length there. I mean, it's not just a little cap or anything. There's, there's quite a few inches.
Yep.
And so,
thinking like 6 inches on mine.
Okay.
Because I mean, it comes the body itself comes down to like forearm.
Okay.
And then the sleeve is like 6 inches.
So so close to that. I think I'm going to go with 7-inch blocks.
Okay.
And then the top one will be. So we'll see how far this gets me. I mean, if it gets me less than 7, I might have some.
That's what you're stuck with.
Yeah. But that's the goal.
Cool. Any more? Keeping helping of whip action over there?
No, I think there's one more that I left at home or isn't fit to be shown, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I would have to double check what I just told you all with my Ravelry feed, because this boxy isn't on that yet. It's not that interesting yet.
All right, I knit up so many of these, not these specifically this pattern, but mittens for Christmas. And these are for me. This is the Sun Valley Fiber in the Key Lime and Stretch Your Stuff colorway, BFL. This PFL feels softer than I remember it being in other applications. I don't know if the base has changed or my memory of the base being super soft has changed. When I knit this pattern for my brother, I had modified a sock pattern called Philosopher's Walk. So if you like the pattern and possibly want to knit socks out of it, this stitch motif is in that pattern, but I'm modifying it to be a DK weight mitt. And did the math to figure out the number of stitch patterns and where to put the thumb gussets and kind of a micro gusset. It's not as big of a gusset as I've had in other mitts. And then with my brother's mitts, I noticed I didn't like that. I liked the visual of the top being the same color, a solid color of as the cuff, but I didn't like that it wasn't the double fabric. I like that there's double fabric at the end when you do the decreases. And so I finished the top of whichever mitt I did first, and then ripped it out and redid it because I wanted it to be this double fabric. And I really like the way it finished. This, I had kind of started with it closing itself back in like the pattern does. And I didn't like it because it caused a little, like, almost like a box, a cell in there, and it was distracting from the rest of it. So the front opens up and the bottom closes in, which is kind of unique. You can put them side by side. Yeah, that's the two ends. And I might shoot myself in the foot here, but if there are a few people, this is going to be a free pattern on Ravelry, but if there are a few people that want, because it's my first color work pattern, not because it's my first color work pattern, but it's going to be free because it's my first color work pattern and the stitch motif was borrowed from somewhere else. But if people are interested in test knitting some mitts that will eventually be free, a free download on Ravelry, please let me know. And I need to write this up. I obviously need to design out the thumb, but I think it's just going to continue in a similar motif. I kind of have a block with the thumbs.
She's how do I finish these thumbs?
No, not necessarily the designing, but I just don't like finishing them. They're the fussy small part. So after I got done with this, I immediately cast on the other one, and as you were mentioning with that hat, color work just zoomed, and I really want to wear them. It's cold outside, but I don't have the drive to finish I provisionally bound off the stitches here with some spare yarn to keep them nice and taut while I was working on the rest of it. And away we go. So that's one, and then I cast on my chaleur. It's French for heat, I believe is what it's called. Yes, heat, warmth, French. So however you say chaleur or chaleur in French. I was going to use Quinton Co. Owl Tweet, which has an alpaca blend, which is kind of similar to what this pattern was written for. But I grabbed a like navy blue layered with black, if you remember
dark,
it.
yeah.
And it was super dark, super, super dark. And so I was doing all of this fun herringbone stitch, and you weren't seeing any of it. And so the pattern, you knit these 2 bottom pieces and then you join them in the round. So there's a little bit of a, she's got it in the project photos as well, but a little bit of a notch. And then, so I've got the 1 done here. And I have a really hard time in projects when my original choice doesn't pan out. So like I grabbed some Yarn versus Zombie chubby yarn that I got in the Tasman colorway, and I cast on, and if I were smart I would swatch, but I just cast on because it's half of the garment. It's not a whole garment I'm casting on here, and worked it, and I didn't really like it. And then I remembered that Corey's knitting one with the fingering and lace, but it's like a weird blend, right? It's like a sheathed yarn is the fingering, and then the lace is like Habu Textiles.
No, I think that it's just a merino lace, and then it's a silk wrapped merino.
Oh, okay.
So
anyway, I went through, painstakingly went through my stash and looked at, I don't have enough fingering. This calls for like 1,600 yards and a lot of my sweater quantities. I have a lot of like the Hito Fude shorter length. And so I had this Madelinetosh Dandelion in the Well Water colorway. I put several skeins, 2 skeins in a ball here because I wanted them to be big, and they seem to be kind of matching, and I'm blending. So, and then this is a reclaimed yarn that I got at the first ZK. It's Reggie's Attic, and it was in a bunch of really little skeins, and I just wanted it all in one. So I magic knotted / just knotted them and put them into one big skein. But she had it as silk cotton, but then the tag that it came with, it was reclaimed from a Ralph Lauren garment that said it was 86% silk and 14% cashmere. So it's a really luxurious blend, and I do like the way that it's knitting up. It's kind of crinkly. I know that you don't like that.
It works here.
It does. It's going to be a lot more lightweight than that worsted was, a lot airier, but you can see the stitches, and I like the fabric that it's creating. So my husband walked in, and I said, "These are the 2 colors you helped me combine." And he was like, "That's not 2 colors, it's 1 color." And I was like, "Well, maybe from over there it looks like 1 color, but this is 2 colors." There's an interesting moral to it. But yes.
What you doing?
He's checking out what you got going on over there. And that is another like boxy, very big, oversized, comfy garment. So I'm excited about it, and we'll be knitting on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I had.
Do you have enabling?
I do not.
Ooh, I do. So I signed up for 2 clubs at the end of last year, which wasn't that long ago. And I don't know what possessed me to do that, but then they arrived, and it was like, oh, it's all good. So yeah, you know when things pile up that you've ordered, and then your husband gives you that look like, yeah, there's another one on the floor, because I had 3 packages instead of the 2 I was expecting. So yeah, they all got here on the same day. One coming from California and the other coming from Nashville area. And yeah,
they do that.
So if you are in these clubs, I apologize if I early spoiled you there without warning. It's the Dancing Dog Dye Works Monster Mania club, and that's just 3 months club and then done. And then I have the year-long Gilmore Girls club with Spartacus dyes. So I'll start with Dancing Dog Dye Works. This is called Bento Box. So it's very vegetable, green, some orange. I don't know. It's pleasant. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I can't quite hold on to.
When we got
clever naming.
When we got the CSA, it was like Top Chef. It would be like Top Knitter. Find an application.
Yes.
For.
So yeah, they're all going to be.
Did you get a pattern?
No. This time, she's just doing one pattern and 3. So you get the 3 skeins and then the one pattern. This came with tea and a special sticker on it. So the first was just the yarn, and I'm in the worsted weight. So, but yeah, I can't quite envision what this is going to be. Super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And well named bento box.
My kids ate sushi with their father while I was gone to Sun Valley, and to the Madison area, and demanded that we go eat sushi this past weekend, even though I think Ellie just ate smoked salmon. I don't think maybe she did have some raw fish. I had some raw fish, but they ate it. They demanded it. Quentin didn't really eat much, but Ellie ate her weight in sushi, and Dexter got like some cooked beef kids meal thing.
Mm-hmm. So where'd you go in town?
Ichi Tokyo.
Okay.
I really like their seaweed salad. Even if you don't like sushi, go get seaweed salad at any sushi place. It's super good. Love it.
Cool. Might have to try that.
Mm-hmm.
I know that my friend Karen really likes sushi, but every time I ask her, it's like the day after her husband went and got sushi. And I'm like, come on! So we're just having bad timing about grabbing sushi.
Mm-hmm.
So my other one is from the Gilmore Girls Club, and this one is taken from quotes. And it was like, if you're going to throw your life away, he better at least own a motorcycle. Does he own a motorcycle? So this is called Motorcycle Life, and it says January 2015, hand dyed for Amy. So she puts the personal touch that it was dyed just for me, even though I know there are probably other people who grabbed this base and colorway.
Super pretty.
But yeah, this is really interesting. I don't know how I would have thought that these colors went together, but they totally do. And it's kind of fun to me to look at them side by side, because they look like
oranges and greens.
Yeah, one's like the sophisticated older sibling here in the motorcycle life, and this one's like the happy child bouncing around going, come on, older sibling, are we gonna go do something? Let's go do something. I don't want to. Come on, let's go. So I like them. They're cute.
It's interesting that they arrived at a similar time.
Yes.
From different parts of the world.
Same day. And I was just like, I look like a wool pig, right? More so than, I mean, I've been so good. These packages have not been arriving like boom, boom, boom to the house at all, really. And I didn't even get the, my Christmas present that I, like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Well, I think I want this. And I didn't end up buying it. So, yeah. So maybe these are my Christmas presents. Because they'll just keep coming all year long. Well,
the gift
3
that
months
keeps on giving
all year long. But yeah, they should be on a divergent schedule here soon. But I thought that was interesting. They came the same day, and they do have a similar like smattering of colors. And again, one seems like the sophisticated older sibling, the other one's the happy kid. Happy kid bouncing around.
Brothers from another mother.
For sure. So that was my enabling.
I got a bag that I didn't grab, but I can talk about that next time.
Yeah, speaking of bags, I saw one online that somebody had sewn up and they didn't show a pattern, and I think they were from another country that I was following. And I tagged my mom and said, I like this bag! So I think she's going to experiment and see if she can make it.
Cool, cool.
You know, in her own style, in her own way. She doesn't work from a pattern. She just makes them, and sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I would say most of the time they do, but she tweaks them after the first one, always. It's never perfect the first time. So, yeah, that's it.
All right, we've got our first ZK VKN tomorrow.
Yes.
We've got the KAL for that kicking off. We've got some exciting stuff. We've got a new logo that we haven't premiered yet.
Mm-hmm.
I know, Max, you're just wandering everywhere.
And there were designers who made it in under the gun, like as in like the last day that we closed. And I haven't put those designers in our designer showcase yet, but no worries, they will get there within the next few days. And I believe that it's Sock Therapist, Bunny Fish, and then Painter Mom, who doesn't have any patterns in her shop yet, but is currently getting things test knitted and would like to be a part of our thing as a brand new designer.
Cool, cool.
So that's fun. But I will be getting those out there soon, as well as Megan's bio. She can put it out there. So.
I can, yep. It's probably not going to change much from last year's write-up,
okay.
So link would be the same. Anyway,
All right.
Administrati related to ZK. But yeah, things are ramping up, continuing to do more and get more of that done.
Yeah.
So
we're very excited. We're working on swag prospects, you know, things that might go in our goodie bag.
Yes, yes.
And things that will go in our announcement note.
Yes, yes.
T-shirts,
5K.
Yep. Wine tour. And most of that is ready. We just got some fine tuning to do.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So be looking for that. But don't freak out if you don't have it.
Yes.
Just be looking for it.
Yes.
And come
It's
talk to
not
us in
sent
person.
yet.
No. And come talk to us in person electronically tomorrow.
Yes.
So
you can.
Yep.
And I will do my best to try to get out there. Like I said, not a new computer in the house. And that's kind of odd in our family, but I have other small
you
devices.
guys call yourselves computer people.
I don't know, do we? So yeah, we have smaller devices with cameras and programs, so hopefully we can get something to work.
Awesome.
So bye.
Bye, Upta.